So what am I saying by answering your question by making a whole different thing? If you just watch the signs and understand true Earth history, you'll see that everything is being played out like it once was before. Over there in Iraq, that's ancient Mesopotamia 1, and what is this other word? I forget. Oh, and Sumer and all this kind of stuff. Over there in China now, you've got Kim Jong-il that's now facing death. He's very sick, but wants his third son to take over there. We have to go to understand the story of Korea and what it was, and the story of Vietnam. You see, all of these things where these star seeds and their gods have had to battle, they're still carrying on with their DNA remnant, and we're going to be caught up in it unless we can rise above all of that. Use some of that melanin that they covet so much that's in them. Use some of the ancient things that are within them and stop trusting so much a people who are governing you who don't have your best interest. This is a whole problem. We've got to start going within. Anything you want to know, if you got a soul, and that's another thing, you can go within for. So I don't know if that answered your question, but it sure set up probably some other solutions to other questions.
You know, it did. It did on a very deep level. Thank you for that. And a question from the chat room. Oh, and I see another caller there. I'll get right to you. Very briefly, we have 8 minutes left for the show. But whose face is that on Mars, Delbert Blair?
It's one of a black woman. Now, black woman does not describe race. I'm just doing it so we can cut through a lot of the other pronunciations. I can say it much more intelligently, but it describes a so-called Negroid-looking person that was up there because many of the Martians are and were Negroid. But now, again, you have to understand, the term Negro doesn't exist. Negroid is a whole different thing. And it would just say, so how much time do I have to go into elocution using now a lot of different words?
You know what? We're just going to have you back on again to go deep into that. We'll just start from there
okay.
when we have you on again. And so this caller, I think they've called back in again. Let's see. Caller from Chicago from 773. You're on the air. You have a question or comment for Delbert Blair?
Yes, hello. This is Shakti from Chicago.
Hello. Hi, Shakti. How are you? We're cousins.
Yeah, we are. It's so
good.
wonderful to finally talk to you, and thank you for having this brilliant, wonderful man on the show. I have a ton of questions. You answered one of them earlier, but I know we have 2.5 seconds left for the show. So I just wanted to, if you can touch on this question as it relates to True Earth history, as it relates to what's going on with the 2012 scenario. If you can touch a little bit on that, I would be really grateful.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the respect and compliments that you gave. That's the simpler thing. I believe in it. I don't believe it's attributed to the right people, but I believe in the prophecies for the solstice of December 21st, 2012, the lifting of the veil of Maya by supposedly the Mayans. And again, as I say, I don't want to touch on that because I can do them justice. So I simply say I believe in the date, but not the people that originated it, because the Olmecs were the ones that gave you that calendar. But at any rate, and that's not their real name. So I think it's going to happen. By that time, here we go. The Earth will be in the beginnings of the fifth dimension. That means we'll be past the fourth dimension, which is like, and out of the third dimension, which means it's like going from kindergarten to postgraduate school in the space of the next 3 years. And that's why time is speeding up. For anybody who can see it, time is flying by. For those who can't, it's because their blood is not strong enough, they're not vibrating fast enough. By that time, there'll be a big separation. That, of course, is a whole different story. But our Earth has been granted the dispensation to go from the third dimension to the fifth dimension, and that will be within the next 4 years.
Wow, I love the way you put that. A kindergarten status to a
postgraduate.
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 Wow, that's something to meditate on right there.
And that's why a lot of people are going to wake up. They're going to come into consciousness. This is why these crystal children are being born. The indigos didn't do what they were supposed to do. The crystals, you won't be able to do anything with them. When they hook up and they start getting into real food like monatomic gold, which I tell you not to take, you ought to be living in it. To raise that standard to the gold standard, which has nothing to do with a certificate in a bank somewhere, has to do with the consciousnesses you can rise in the pineal gland up in the hypothalamus that can make you a god.
Well, you know what it sounds like? We just have to strap in and hold on for the ride. Because I'm ready.
Right.
Many people are. Many people are, and they're looking forward to it. But again, be careful for what you think you want.
What do we need to do? We need to get some of that monatomic gold, which you do offer on your website. What else do we need to do to be able to ride this through and to become successful in it?
I feel you need three things that we offer, and that's monatomic gold, magnets, and diodes. The monatomic gold will raise the blood energy up to 121 megahertz. The thing is, can you take it? No germ can live past that. So when you come with the swine flu and all the rest of the foolishness, you won't be susceptible to that. Secondly, you need diodes to protect you from the radiation from all these towers that are everywhere on our planet. They got 252 cities and towns, and each one of those has 6 and 7 scalar technology and microwave ovens and every other daggone thing. So the diodes will take the radiation poisons from you if you sleep on it, or correct it as it's being used by these cell phones and towers and TV sets and computers and all this stuff. And then the third, of course, is magnets, and that will help to speed up healing and take away pain and help your cells that are magnetized to work on a higher vibration. So we already have solutions and help on those for those who are wise enough to begin to see how they can use them and give them a try.
Wonderful. Well, we have 3 minutes left. If you would, please, we have another question and comment in the chat room, but it doesn't look like we have enough time. So if you could please give out your information once again, and then we just thank you so much for coming.
Well, I appreciate you for having me, and the contact number on the website is don't just put in Metacenter, themetacenter.com, because somebody stole the Metacenter, but they couldn't steal the registration of the Metacenter. So rather than going to that, it's themetacenter.com, www.themetacenter.com. Landline, 708-422-6685, 708-422-6685.
Wonderful. And I have placed both of those avenues of contact in the chat room there for you. So please contact Delbert Blair. He's right there in Chicago. Oh, my goodness. I can't wait to get home to Chicago so I can meet you, brother.
Sweet home, Chicago.
I thank you so much for joining us, and we've got to have a part 3 because this was awesome. Thank you, Shakti, for calling. Thank you, Albert, for calling. And thank you, listeners, wherever you are in the world listening to SouLutions Radio. And our co-host, Curtis Davis, will be back with us next week.
Oh, also, by the way, have briefcase, will travel, or teleconferencing, or any other conferencing.
Most definitely.
Okay,
we'll be in contact.